Hi, this is Shawn the Bee Guy here in Bethlehem Township, Pennsylvania, and going to be going into my second hive today. I've only had it for 2 weeks, and just was in the first one. Everything was looking good. Eggs, capped brood, larvae, honey, and pollen and nectar. So everything seems to be going good. I didn't see the queen in the first one, but I know she was there because there's so many eggs in there. So I'm going to go into the next one. I just did spray a little smoke in the opening in the top, and I have a problem sometimes taking the inner lid away from the lid. There you go. My bees do like the top. Occasionally we have an issue with taking out a bee when we close it up, but that happens. Lots of bees. If you want to come over this side, you can see this is a small bee. It may be a young, very young bee right here. Normal size worker. It looks like probably a couple of drone bees here. Quite large compared to the workers. And I'm going to open up the top. You know what? I think I'm going to spray a little smoke, just one or two. Put them down inside, maybe a little. I try not to use too much. Stand over here. I try not to use too much. I don't like to scare them too much. I think there's a forest fire. Here they are. I'm going to put this down here. Ooh, come on. All right. I can see they're active at least in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frames. And then these are probably unused yet, and that's okay. We have 9 frames and a 10 frame. We also have a heater. I use sugar water. Nothing going on in this one. I'm just going to slide them over. Nothing on that one. Actually, they're starting here. Just giving a little bit of nectar going on in there. Nothing built up on the other side. Just going to slide this over. Similar on this side. Very little buildup. A little bit of nectar. But what I do see on this other side, looks like nectar. Fair amount of nectar, just for food stores, which is good. So we like to see they're already getting ready for winter, although it's just springtime. Let's see, pull the next frame. Oh yeah. So here, what I'm looking for today. There are plenty of eggs in here, obviously very tiny to see, it's hard to see, but there's a little white dots inside there. I used the black plastic frames on purpose, but there's little white dots in there. Those are the eggs. Lots of eggs. We do have a little bit of pollen, or I'm sorry, a little bit of nectar. This is getting a little heavier, I can feel it. I see some larvae. This is some capped brood, some looks like some pollen, and then even some nectar and some honey, so capped honey. So they are well on their way to planning for winter. It's only 2 weeks that they've been here. Pull another frame. Very little propolis in this hive, although I'm sure later in the season it will increase. Lots of capped brood. Capped brood. We have lots of larvae, eggs, and looks like some nectar or honey capped. This is really good. That's the that looks like honey, capped honey. Again, I haven't been looking for the queen. I have a marked queen. Lots of capped brood, a little bit of honey in the corners. Pretty typical. Lots of larvae. No eggs, but I think this frame is beyond the egg stage. Next one, got a couple excited bees here. That's okay. Definitely have pollen on the legs. Capped brood, honey, larvae, and eggs. Kind of everything. Got some capped, there looks like they're capping some now. Some larvae, some smaller larvae, and then some eggs down below. Honey up in the corners. Very happy. Again, do not see the queen. Here you can see a little bit of pollen on this bee. You can see the yellow pollen. We've seen yellow. I've even seen orange today on the other hive. So it just depends on where they're at and what they're gathering. Lots of, oh, here's the queen. There she is. Here with the green dot. She's a queen this year. And she's just traveling around doing what she does. So I'm gonna put her back in. I would hate to lose her. Looks like you're gonna squash them when you squeeze the frames next to each other, but that's what they're there for. They're perfectly spaced. There's some orange nectar, orange pollen. Let's see if I can get it back up here. I lost her. Definitely yellow. That's yellow. There was an orange here. That's okay. But looks like actually, this is pollen and honey and nectar. Actually, combination. Oh, come on. Oh, one on my hand. Not much going on. They're just starting here. Putting little food stores, so it looks like nectar. Let's see what the last frame in here looks like. Probably not a lot going on. I started with the queen right in the middle. I don't know if that's good, bad, or indifferent, but I did. This is just, looks like just nectar, and that's okay. And nothing on the other side, and then our feeder. So I'm going to, every once in a while you find a dead bee, so I'm going to get rid of the dead bee. Put all these back. Started all the way at this side. Since I started at this side, I'm going to push them all back gently. I see a couple of bees in there. Don't want to squash them. Keep the frames in the same order all the time, just so it doesn't confuse the bees. They may not feel comfortable with that. So next I'm going to pin the feeder. There are bees in there, but I haven't figured out a good way to not pour the sugar water on them. So I kind of pour it in slow and see what happens. Hopefully they come back up. I hate to have any of them demise because of my filling them with sugar water. But they need the sugar water. That's what's making all the wax, helping them make all the wax. And it gives them good food. That's all I have. All right. I'm going to close up and put the inner cover on. Always remember to put the opening up top. A few times I forgot and then had to put it back. Put it on gently, since they like to keep coming in and out of the top, and I hate to cut bees in half. Gently turn, move it back and forth a little bit, and there we go. And then there's an ant in there. I think the bees will probably take care of it. I'll get rid of the ant anyway. Off the edges as best I can. Unfortunately, I usually hurt one or two bees doing this. I have not figured out a good way to make sure I don't hurt any. And that's it. That's all today. Shawn the Bee Man. and I'll be back in a couple days, feed them, check on them again. I want to see the capped brood open so we have new bees. Should be exciting.